K-RITH is a research laboratory, a TB research laboratory that meets international standards for their Biosafety Level 3 laboratories.
In research, we have to do experiments that have some risk. We'll be handling these strains of HIV, TB, extensively drug-resistant TB. Therefore, we're using the best technology available, the Biosafety Level 3, at the highest standards for all of our work with these microorganisms that are biohazardous.
All Biosafety Level 3 laboratories, all containment facilities are unique.
The rooms are under negative pressure. To make them negative pressure, you have to have a fan sucking the air out. That air is filtered through high-efficiency particulate air filtration systems that make the air sterile as it leaves the building.
The Biosafety Level 3 laboratory has 3 requirements. First of all, it has to protect the worker. The second requirement is that the people outside the BSL3 laboratory, other workers, are not exposed to anything that's happening in the BSL3 laboratory. And thirdly, the public have to be protected. So everything that comes out of our laboratory has to be absolutely safe.
It's a safe laboratory, it's conducive to the excellent work being done at K-RITH. It's very exciting because there's new people, new things happening all the time, and yeah, actually we love it.
We'll be handling all of these infectious organisms in biosafety cabinets using personal protective equipment that's state-of-the-art.
The very first thing is before you enter the BSL3, you have what we call an anteroom.
And you have to put on protective laboratory wear. So you put on a Tyvek suit, which in essence is protection for your clothing, and then you put on either a PAPA or an N95 mask, which is then respiratory protection. You put on gloves, double pairs of gloves, shoe covers, sleeves. If you're not wearing a PAPA unit, so then that would mean that your eyes are exposed. You'd then have to wear goggles as well. A hairnet to keep your hair from falling perhaps into your cultures or media contaminating it, and to keep possible contamination of you and of your hair and skin and clothing.
These garments and face masks and biosafety cabinets keep the infection away from the investigator and protect the investigator. Under normal operating circumstances, they're not needed. They're there in case there's an accident, in case there's a spill or a breakage, and we train our personnel extensively on what to do should there be an accident. So it's like a modern airliner. There is a regular operating system, there's a backup system for the backup system, and yet a third level of defense. So we have multiple levels to confer biosafety in handling these hazardous specimens.
K-RITH have kind of gone really over the top in terms of the laboratory space. So it's state-of-the-art in terms of the biocontainment facilities, right up there with the top American laboratories, which is obviously the way HHMI want it and the way it really ought to be.
The important thing to realize, though, is that these laboratories are not contaminated unless someone has an overt spill. If that happens, it's also documented, decontaminated, and it then goes back into operation. The HEPA filters are an extra precaution along the way. In all honesty, 99.97% efficient. Nothing will get out.